Hello, CedCDC here, and welcome back to the other part of the podcast of the season. Um, I'm going to do this thing where I speak about season 12 or chapter 2, season 2, and then I'm going to talk a bit about the next season, season 13, or chapter 2, season 3. But yeah, first season 12, and let's jump right into it with the new POIs. We got 5 new POIs. We got the shark, the rig, the agency, the yacht, and the grotto. The agency is the central new POI. It replaced the island, the center island of the map. And it's like a big office building where Midas works and lives with his henchmen. Um, it's like a ghost building because there are two teams again this season, Ghost and Shadow. The agency started off as a ghost building and ended the season with the as a ghost building, but we don't know what is going to happen with it because something happened with it during the event. But that's for later. Next is the rig, the place where Diantina works with her henchmen. And yeah, it's just an oil rig in the not the middle of the ocean, but in a big part of the ocean. It's near Slurpy swamps. And yeah, after a couple of weeks, there has been an explosion, I guess, because yeah, the whole thing blew up and yeah, there's a giant hole in the middle of that POI. So yeah, special thing, special thing that happened. Next is the grotto. The grotto is like a cave base, or the typical spy base from movies with a place to enter or a way to enter from the sea. And yeah, it's the place where Brutus works with his henchmen. And because most of us chose the Shadow Weather style for Brutus, the base changed into like a uh, or it got an upgrade, and then on the outside it got like a skull, or it got holes where eyes should be and a nose should be. So yeah, it's like a skull on the side of the mountain where the grotto is. The grotto is near Retail Row and Dirty Docks. So yeah, easy to go to from those POIs. Next one is the shark where Sky, I almost forgot her name, where Sky works with her henchmen. Um, and this place turned into a ghost prison when her challenges were over. So yeah, another prison on the map. Think something will happen with the prison. We could already see that somebody already broke out of the prison, so let's see what's that all about. It's near the island groups above Sweaty Sands, so yeah. It's a very popular POI, but because it's so popular, a lot of people go there and I don't want to go there. Last new POI is the yacht. The yacht was first used by Meowscles and its henchmen. But then when the secret skin came out, it turned into the Deadpool yacht because Deadpool was the not so secret skin this season, and it came with the whole collab with Marvel and Deadpool. So yeah, Meowscles yacht became Deadpool's yacht with a lot of Deadpool stuff, some paintings, and Deadpool as a sort of boss. And then Meowscles had to go to a new place, which is like a cardboard box factory on the southern side of the map between Retail and Misty. But yeah, the yacht is a nice POI, but because of Deadpool, I guess, because he's very strong as a boss. His weapon, his boss weapon isn't, but Deadpool as a boss is very strong. I don't think a lot of people went to the yacht anymore after the Deadpool challenges. But yeah, the yacht or Deadpool's yacht is in the northeastern corner of the map and it's next to Steamy Stacks. Next thing I wanted to talk about is the Risky Reels POI, cause it got its name back. First time a unnamed location got a name or got its name back. And yeah, it's just like the chapter 1 feels. Risky Reels as a named POI is a lot different for everyone. No, it's actually not a big difference. But yeah, it's cool again that they see that Risky Reels deserves a name or deserves its place into the named POIs again. Next is the return of the No Sweat Insurance building. The No Sweat Insurance building got built in a random update in Lazy Lake. So yeah, nothing really got shown like the diorama of chapter 1, like you saw Kevin and the meteor that struck. Nothing happened like that over there, but maybe after this event, next season, something will have changed there. And the No Sweat Insurance brought some signs with No Sweat Insurance around the map, mostly on the POI Sweaty Sands, Holly Hedges, Frenzy Farm, and Pleasant Park. Can't remember if there's one other or not, but yeah. Those POIs will be saved from a lot of things like we saw in Chapter 1 in Tilted with the original No Sweat building. So yeah, I don't know what will happen with that, but we'll see next season. So yeah, as I talked about, there were ghost and shadow safe houses or houses. One ghost house in between in the mountains between Weeping Woods and the Agency. There was one ghost house, and then around the map there were like 5 shadow safe houses. One was beneath FN Radio, the radio station near Craggy Cliffs. Another one was like in the middle of or right in between Sweaty Sands and Holly Hedges. Another one was on the island near Misty Meadows. The other shadow safe house was underneath a gas station near Frenzy Farm. And the 5th safe house was underneath Pleasant Park. Beneath Pleasant Park, beneath the football field, there was like a new shadow safe house. And those safe houses got henchmen, which protected that safe house. But also the 5 new POIs got bosses. They got the Sky Boss, Midas Boss, the Antenna Boss, Meowscles, and later on Deadpool Boss and Brutus Boss. And yeah, they got like their own special thing. They had their own weapon. And you could get from the henchmen a lot of like special weapons that you couldn't get on any other way in game. So yeah, they dropped like heavy snipers or suppressed weapons. So yeah, that's cool to see. And yeah, the bosses dropped their mythic weapons. Sky dropped a mythic Scar and Grappler. Yeah, nice, very OP, because I'm gonna say this now, but it's for all the mythical weapons except like the Deadpool's dual hand cannons. But all the boss weapons are mythic and are, in a lot of people's opinion, very overpowered because they're just spray weapons or heavy hitter weapons. And yeah, so yes, Kai had her grappler and Scar. Midas had his drum gun, Brutus had its minigun, Meowscles his Piao Piao rifle, Tiantina got her Kaboom bow, and Deadpool got his dual hand cannons. And all of the bosses dropped a keycard for a vault of their POI. So yeah, Meowscles dropped first its vault keycard for the vault on the yacht. But when Deadpool came, Deadpool dropped the vault keycard. But Meowscles also dropped it when he was actually placed at the cardboard box factory. So it's long distance when you got the keycard for the yacht when you are coming from the southern side and you need to go to the northern side of the map. But yeah, the Tiantina Kaboom bow is not as overpowered as the original boom bow. So yeah, that's a bit too bad. And Deadpool's dual hand cannons are actually okay when you hit them, because they're not the best with damage, but if you hit someone you heal a bit. So yeah, that's a cool addition for a boss weapon. With the safe houses and new POIs, we got like doors and chests that were locked with ID scanners. So yeah, you could change into phone booth to change into a henchman. So you could open those ID scanners. Or you could use an opponent, or you could use a henchman from that location to scan the ID scanners. You could also shake down people now, so you could shake down opponents or henchmen to see where the other people of their team or squad were. So when you're in a, like for example, Craggy Cliffs and you kill a random person, and you see them crawl, you could lift them up and you could shake them down to see where their teammates were. So that's a bit easier to kill the entire squad. Also a new addition are the teleportation ideas or methods of teleportation. We got the porta potties and the dumpsters around the island where you could go into one and come out of another one, like at another place, or like you could escape, for example, the shark vault, and you could go to an island near the shark. So not on the shark anymore, but you could end up on a closed island. So yeah, that's an easy way out of a POI or a place that's under attack. But yeah, as I said, with the henchmen came the new or a couple of suppressed items. The suppressed AR, suppressed SMG, and then not suppressed, but the heavy sniper made their return because of the henchmen. And other things that returned were the minigun and the remote explosives. So yeah, a couple of unvaulted things this season. Yeah, minigun is very overpowered. Heavy sniper got a nerf during the season to do less damage. And yeah, nothing special about the unvaulted guns except one. The suppressed pistol returned for a short time with the henchman at the agency. Because there was like something where the henchman that carried a sniper could drop a suppressed pistol, and that was very rare for a short amount of time. I haven't seen it in I didn't see it in games, so yeah. Didn't know it until I saw a video online. Next we got some new additions on as weapons or consumables. We got the crash pads, which are like giant cushions where you could fall on from a high distance, and you could bounce on them until there was a hole blown into it, and then it deflated. Yeah, it's a cool addition for when you are using a chopper and the chopper is about to explode. You could jump out of it, and then you could use crash pads to survive the landing when you're not above water, of course. And yeah, nice addition. Next are the proximity grenades. Yeah, it's like throwing C4, but you don't need to activate it yourself. It activates when someone is of another squad or another team is near it. Yeah, it's a nice addition, but sometimes it didn't work. It has a cool effect where you could see the player for a short amount of time. He like glows a bit, so you could you could see him through walls and stuff. So that's the best part about proximity grenades, in my opinion. Next, I wanted to talk about the creeping cardboards, the cardboard boxes where you could hide in. Yeah, they're like bushes. They save you sometimes from um bullets, but when you are running, people can still hit your feet, so it's not too overpowered, and you could still be hit by bullets, I guess. But yeah, it's very obnoxious. You walk slower with it, so it's not the best addition when you're using it in Battle Royale. But it's cool. You can come out of the box or look out of a box when you're scoped with a gun. So yeah, it's cool animation with the box. Next is the chopper, the new vehicle that got added mid-season. Yeah, the helicopter, you can ride on it with 5 people. It's very cool that you can sit on the side with 4 people at the same time. You can shoot from both angles. Yeah, has a cool sound as well. It's like a famous movie song that is used on or that you can use on the chopper just for the atmosphere, but it doesn't affect your gameplay a lot, I guess. The chopper also has a boost function like most of the vehicles in Fortnite have. And yeah, it's actually a cool addition. It's not too overpowered, it's just like an 80k, but you can fly on it. And it does damage when you fly with the blades into someone. It can destroy buildings with its blades, but keep in mind it loses damage while you're doing that. So yeah, not too overpowered. Next are the decoy grenades. The sort of like grenades you can only hold 3 at once, and you can throw them, and it spawns a decoy of yourself with a gun and pickaxe and everything. So yeah, sometimes they're good decoys, but sometimes they're very useless. Um, and yeah, they're like a couple of extra people you can use to hit your opponents. Yeah, nice addition actually. So yeah, I actually like to use them, but I don't know because it's like maybe spy teamed as well. if they are going to survive the season. Same for the proximity grenades. And last thing that I wanted to talk about is the Kingsman. It's like an umbrella that you can use as a shield, or you could use as a harvesting tool as well, or as a pickaxe to harvest a lot faster and a bigger amount of materials a lot faster. So yeah, that's the biggest positive side of it, in my opinion. Not a lot of people like to use the Kingsman, but I actually liked it. I got with my squad, I got like the final kill using it as a pickaxe. So yeah, it did a decent amount of damage. It's already out of the game. Don't know why. Maybe it was a collab, but I'm going to talk about the collabs or possible collabs in a couple of minutes. So yeah, Kingsman, very cool item. Hope to see some of those items in the future again. Next, I'm going to talk about the vaulting of the spike traps, because spike traps were vaulted, and the only trap slot item you could use were launch pads this season. So yeah, maybe they're going to bring back traps next season, or a new kind of trap. And we also had to say goodbye to some of the rarities of different weapons in game, like the gray, green, and blue rocket launcher, and the gray, green, and blue suppressed sniper. Yeah, and maybe some other things, but I forgot. We also got the Star Wars lightsabers that returned for May the 4th, the Star Wars Day, and a couple of days around it. And yeah, it's cool to see the lightsabers make a return in Battle Royale. Same for the cosmetics, or a couple of the cosmetics in the item shop. But yeah, May the 4th. Cool thing to add Star Wars lightsabers again. At that period, you had the Kylo Ren lightsaber, the Mace Windu lightsaber, the Luke and Rey's lightsaber. So yeah, you could find them more easily than you could last season, because they were floor loot spawns this season. So yeah, everyone could have this weapon, and yeah, even in Team Rumble this time. So yeah, you could got like a triple kill in one hit when you had lightsaber. So yeah, I think it's still one of the best or the coolest weapons in game, or that they added for a short amount of time in game. Next is the new cosmetic rarity called Slurp. Don't I don't think it's that important, but it's very noticeable that some things are now Slurp rarity, like the Ripley versus Sludge skin and everything from that set, or like the Chuggus skin, the Big Chuggus skin and back bling, and the new Slurpentine and Professor Slurpo skins. All the things that have like a Slurp theme going on, they are now a Slurp rarity instead of their blue or purple rarity that they had. So yeah, that's actually cool that they're doing stuff with new series of cosmetics. Next, I want to talk about the healing items. Now you can throw your healing items to people when they're on a distance from you. So yeah, if someone needed like minis, you could throw minis one by one, or bandages one by one, medkits one by one. And yeah, it marked them as well, as they dropped, so you could find them very easily when you threw them. Same with the fishes, you could throw the fish as well. And last thing I wanted to talk about of the first part of the season 12 review, the sort of storyline between the gnomes and the bears, because there wasn't a lot of storyline going on this season, but the most noticeable story was the story about the gnomes and the bears. In Weeping Woods there was like a secret base where there were suddenly a couple of bears that wanted the gnomes gone. They captured a gnome. Gnomes were looking with spy glasses from around that base, and then they attacked the bears and they locked them up in the cage or in the cell. They also killed one bear, I remember, and used him as a rock. Um, and then there was like next to the ghost house on the mountain, there was like a small war going on between the gnomes and the bears. And then a week later, we got a peace treaty between the gnomes and bears. So they signed like a contract or something to say that they are stopping the war. So yeah, that's the only very visible or biggest storyline we had. So maybe something will happen with gnomes and bears later on, but don't think so. But yeah, it's a cool addition for a storyline. Next, I'm going to talk about the LTMs. Not a lot of LTMs were played, because only one actual LTM called Sniper Shootout returned, and there you could actually find an epic and legendary rarity for the hunting rifle. So yeah, it's a cool addition for that weapon. But yeah, it was an LTM, the only LTM I think this season. Other things were now the Ghost versus Shadow thingies or the spy games. And there you could get old guns that returned, and sometimes with higher or new rarities than you could get in the original Battle Royale. Like, for example, you could get a purple scoped AR, and the scoped AR returned in those spy games. So yeah, nice addition. But yeah, the spy games, if you don't know, there were some operations where you could choose between Ghost and Shadow as a weapon user. So yeah, some weapons were different between those two teams. And you could level up and you get more weapons or more abilities the more and more you leveled on in those spy games. But yeah, there were 4 different kinds of spy games. We got Operation Drop Zone, where intel was dropping and needed to collect it to move on with getting more guns, and then you needed to kill or you needed to get like a certain amount of kills when you were playing that game. And yeah, you could only get new guns by collecting intel. Next is Operation Knockout, where you needed to, first it was 4v4, now it is like 2v2, or at the end it was like 2v2. And it was like a tournament style where you got to play at a POI, and you needed to kill as much people as possible, or you need to have the most kills at the end of the timer to move on, to move up the brackets. So yeah, that's actually my favorite operation game this season. I enjoyed playing it when it was 4v4, not 2v2. 2v2 is just like it's focused, or the other team is focused on you and one other person. So yeah. Next is Operation Payload. Yeah, I think they looked for that game mode at Save the World, because it's like the truck from Save the World that needed to go from one side to the other side of a POI, and needed to protect it or defend the POI so it couldn't enter that location. And yeah, most of the times it was like one-sided, so I didn't like it because of that. And the last operation, Operation Infiltration, was also a bit one-sided, but you needed to carry a intel case from one point back to your base when you were the attacking team, or you need to defend the case from getting taken to the other base. And yeah, that was actually cool as well, but like I said, it's most of the time it's one-sided, because when someone on your team is like leaving, a lot of people are leaving, and then it's like 2v7, and then it's undoable, because the respawn time is very high in those operation games, like 15 to 20 seconds. And when you need to respawn, it's very irritating. Next, I want to talk about the events and collabs that happened this season. There were actually a lot of things when I look back. First of all, of course, the Marvel collaboration with Secret Skin and more things, and more cosmetics in the item shop as well. Yeah, Deadpool, the X-Force bundle, couple of emotes, couple of or one or two gliders, couple of sprays, back blings, and then as a masterpiece of the season, the change from the normal yacht to Deadpool's yacht. So yeah, very cool. Deadpool also got this its separate place on the Battle Pass menu where you could go to a secret hideout or toilet or small closet, where Deadpool was gaming most of the time on his computer with a clogged toilet, broken mirror, and yeah, actually very cool addition or very cool collab. Maybe next time we will see another Marvel collab or DC collab again, or yeah, you never know. Next is the Kingsman weapon that I talked about a couple of minutes ago. I don't know if it's a collab with the movie The Kingsman or Kingsman Golden Circle or something like that, but Kingsman is a lot like the weapon or shield that is used in the Kingsman Golden Circle, the end scene where they are attacking the base of the evil or of the villain in the jungle. So yeah, if you want to see it used in the movie, the item, look at the final scenes of Kingsman Golden Circle. Next is the House Party app I want to talk about. There was like a challenge involved where you could get the triangles wrap after we as a community got like a certain amount of questions right about the Fortnite quiz that is in the House Party app. House Party is an app where you could chat with each other or sort of Skype or FaceTime other people, and you could play games with them at the same time. So yeah, it's a cool thing. It's um, part of the Epic brand, so don't know if we're going to see new challenges with that app or new questions with the Fortnite quiz. But yeah, don't think it was the biggest success of this season for Fortnite. Next, we got the collab with the Quibi streaming service. We got like two different first episodes of shows. Yeah, we could watch them in a separate game mode for like 24 hours. Every hour there was like one showing of the first episode each hour. Yeah, the first thing was a showing of the first episode of Punked with Chance the Rapper, and the other collaboration, can't remember the name of the show, Sauce or The Sauce or something like that. But yeah, probably I will show it on screen right now. But yeah, cool to see that they're supporting a streaming service. But I don't know if it got a lot of love, but I think it's rather cool. And from that Risky Reel showing, we go to the new game mode, the Party Royale game mode that was added. And they used it for a couple of concerts during this crisis, I will call it. I won't talk a lot about it, but yeah, we got a couple of concerts over there. We got the Major Laser X Diplo concert, where the DJ Diplo um, did like a sort of concert with dancers and a green screen background. And it was good music, good performance. And then the week after that, we got a concert of Dylan Francis, Steve Aoki, and deadmau5. Yeah, I like the concerts, but it's cool to see that they're using their new Party Royale mode. And I don't think they will do more showings in Risky Reels now. So yeah, we'll see what the Party Royale mode brings later on. Talking about the concerts in Party Royale, we also got like a trailer premiere for the new Christopher Nolan movie that is coming out hopefully soon, the Tenet movie. Yeah, we got like also an interview in the beginning with the lead actor in the movie. And yeah, the trailer was very fun. It was actually it was the premiere of that trailer, because on at the same time it dropped on YouTube. So yeah, cool to see that Tenet is thinking about Fortnite or Christopher Nolan maybe, because Christopher Nolan also had some things to do with Batman, so maybe that's why he got its inspiration to talk to Fortnite for a trailer premiere of Tenet. Next is another big collaboration, the Astronomical Concerts with Travis Scott. At first, I know who Travis Scott is, but I don't know a lot of his music. So yeah, that's cool to see that that they're thinking about people from the rap industries. Um, Travis Scott is actually very known by a lot of people, but yeah, to a lot of people he was new, and maybe he got some new fans because of that concert. But yeah, cool thing, very cool performance. It wasn't live, but um, very nice event. It's I can't describe it. There are a lot of videos on YouTube, and I don't know if I'm going to include some images or some videos of the event, but yeah, there were actually 5 concert times, so you could join 5 times if you wanted, or if you were a diehard. It didn't make a difference between the 5 concerts, but yeah, you could see how your skin looked like in a couple of in some effects. So that's maybe why you could watch it more than one time. But yeah, the astronomical concert, very good idea to do. Nice build up. Got like the springy cushions of its head around Sweaty Sands, or around the islands above Sweaty Sands. So yeah, nice. And he actually got a stage that didn't get used at all. But yeah, nice event. Is a very good event in my opinion. Next, I'm going to talk about the new Icon series cosmetics. We got a couple of new Icon series emotes. For example, we got the Crazy Boy emote, for the crazy boy Ellie, like I said in the cosmetics part. Crazy boy, the artist. Yeah, the dance is actually from the music video for Pink Diamond. We also got the dynamic shuffle, which was like sort of created by a live streamer Patriota. Yeah, cool music again. Next are the two Travis Scott emotes, the head banger and the rage emote. Next addition, or when I'm talking about emotes, is the 2C slide from Drake that got the Icon series rarity. And then we also got two skins, the Travis Scott and Astrojack skin for the Icon series. And then we got a lot of like, we got 3 loading screens from Travis Scott, a spray as well. There's Icon series rarity. So yeah, cool additions to that Icon series rarity. And the last event of the season is the final event that actually at the time of recording was yesterday for me. And it's the device event. Or as a couple of people wanted to call it, the Doomsday event. It was actually very good. If you got into the game, it was very good because places were limited, as they said. You need to go in 30 minutes in advance, but I think you need to do it even earlier because when you weren't in the lobby or when you weren't logged in on Fortnite, it wouldn't work. A lot of streamers didn't get in. A lot of YouTubers didn't get in. Even Donald Mustard didn't get in. Or he claims that he didn't get in. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, about that part of the thing, because the event was on a Monday, so it wasn't on a Saturday where you normally, or where they normally held an event. So yeah, a lot of people couldn't get to work or were home earlier from work or didn't go to work at all to watch the event, but then they couldn't get in. So yeah, a bit sad, but okay. But the event it was spectacular. I'm going to show a couple of images. We could see like the electricity from the orb in the center and the agency when the agency exploded. Yeah, the device pushed the storm away. We got a couple of cutscenes to an office. Don't know where the office is. Maybe in a new world. Because it was like because we were in the office of John Jones. I think it's the name of the Agent Jonesy type of dude that was in the event as well. We saw a lot of pictures on the desk. There were 3 top secret files, one for Midas, one for Lynx, and then one for the uh, what the people call the engineer skin. It's very spectacular. It was very cool. Like after the second cutscene, we got back to the agency, and then we saw a ginormous wave. And in the wave, there were like the risky real sign was in the wave, so it broke off. We saw a couple of sharks. We saw the yacht above the waves. We saw the telephone poles or electricity poles floating around. A couple of boats. A lot of fishes. A lot of fish. Uh, I still can talk about the event because I'm still flabbergasted about what happened during the event. And as a cool addition, the skins that were used, or the skins or outfits that were used for the people that were running in the background behind the curtains of the office in the hallway, which you actually couldn't see, but I looked in replay mode, and those skins were actually John Wick skins. So yeah, John Wick was at the event. Um, yeah, actually very funny. Yeah. Now I'm going to talk about the most complaints that were during the season, and actually also the oh my god moments, the super um the best additions and worst things that happened this season and best things that happened this season. Now all in one. First of all, the henchmen were very OP to a lot of people, same with the mythical weapons, like drum gun, minigun, they were very spray henchmen. Some of them were not OP at all, other ones they hit every single shot. Yeah, like when they were using the new gun, which I forgot to talk about, the rapid fire SMG. If you use it, it's not doing a lot of damage. When they use it, they four-shot you sometimes. So yeah, maybe 2 OP. Hope they disappear with the next season. Hopefully a lot of spy things disappear during next season. Yeah. Next is the upgrading and side grading that takes longer than last season. You need to wait a lot longer to upgrade from, for example, epic to legendary. It took like 10 to 15 seconds, while last season everything used like the same amount of time to upgrade and side grades. So yeah, that's a strange addition. Yeah. Next is the nerf of the heavy snipers. A lot of people weren't happy with the nerf of the heavy snipers, but I actually don't mind. Still, body shot does a lot of damage. It doesn't one hit you anymore, but yeah, it's actually okay. Legendary still one hits you, but you don't find the legendary that often, so it's not that scary. Next is the XP, because you didn't get a lot of XP. It was way harder to level up this season compared to last season, because last season I was like level 300 and something, and now I'm like not even 280 yet. And yeah, last season I didn't do the harder challenges and I didn't care about the XP coins. Now I almost did every XP coin and I did all of the challenges, and my level is a lot lower than back then, so yeah. Kevin was even level 350, past level 350 last season, and now he's not even level 300 yet. So yeah, it's a bit worrying about the XP. Most of all because of the Golden Agent Peely, the style you could unlock at level 300, and you could complete the Gold Agent Peely at level 350, so yeah. Not a lot of people got even to the Golden edit style for Agent Peely. Also about the XP is like the location domination challenges. A lot of XP rewards weren't correct in a lot of people's opinions, because you need to like get 100 kills in Pleasant Park, and that gave the same amount of XP as when you got 13 or 14 ammo boxes in Spuddy Sands. So yeah, the XP wasn't right in that view. It was very wrong. Yeah, they should do more with XP next season if they are doing like things you need to get to level 350 to complete every single edit style, then they need to do something with the XP. And it's a big difference between level 280 and level 320, 30, I don't know, I can't remember which level it was. And it's only 10 days shorter this season, so yeah. Next is the return of the Recon Expert. The rarest skin in game returned after 927 or 28 days into the item shop. It got its new edit style. But yeah, it was very unexpected. The item shop changed at like 10 a.m. for me. So after 8 hours, it changed to a new item shop where Recon Expert just joined the party. Yeah, I don't think I didn't think it deserved the special item shop in the middle of the day or after 8 hours of the old item shop. Yeah, it didn't get the hype when it got added to the item shop as much as I think it would have had when they added it at night. Or at night for me at yeah, I think it's yeah around 6 or 8 around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah. Now the rarest skin is the Midnight Ops, and it's already over 600 days ago that it was last seen in the item shop. So yeah, don't know how long it will take till that skin returns. Next is the extension of the season. It got extended 3 times. First it was season 2 was supposed to end at April 30th. And then it got the final date or the end date was replaced or was due to or changed to June 4th due to the crisis or the whole world crisis pandemic that is going on. Then because they weren't ready, they extended it for a week to June 11th. And then because of the whole protests that are going on in America and everything, and everyone wants to support those actions, it got extended to June 17th. So yeah, a lot of people weren't amused with the triple extension dates. Yeah, I actually am one of those people who aren't happy with the extension. I can understand why they did it, and I agree that something needs to change or why they extended the season. But now every video for like the device and after the device, and to recap the season, everyone needs to hurry up because you only got like 2 days between the event and the new season that actually starts on a Wednesday instead of the Thursday that was supposed to be. And yeah, it doesn't feel right to some people, but what can you do about it? It's already don't know. So yeah. Next is the overtime challenges. There were no overtime challenges this season. I actually don't know why there weren't any overtime challenges. They could have easily done some overtime challenges where Meowscles got like a sea vibe going on. Because next season will be about water or something, or sea or something like that. But yeah, the overtime challenges most of the time bring more XP. They could have done it for the XP because there were already a lot of complaints about the XP. So yeah, if they didn't do it for the other styles, they could have done it for the experience. Next good thing, first good thing, or yeah, not first good thing, but next good thing is the presets that got added. You got the option to make presets for your skins and gliders and back blings and everything. And yeah, there's a maximum amount of presets that you can make. That's the downside of the presets, because you only can make like 9 or 10 presets. But the idea of a preset is very cool. You could also do a random preset, so yeah, it shuffles between the presets that you have. And yeah, it's actually very cool. The only downside is you can't preset a edit style, because when you change an edit style in one preset, it also changes to that edit style in another preset. So maybe that's something they can fix later on. Same with the things you can favorite, because you can only favorite globally and not in a single preset. So yeah, you can do a random inside a random or a random favorites inside a random preset thingy, because it won't work with the other presets. Next is the storyline. I already talked about the storyline. There was no real storyline in the season. Nothing really with the loading screen storylines as well. Yeah, most of the storylines were just small things like the gnomes versus the bears, or the golden chair for Midas that went missing. Yeah, not very much about storyline. People want the storyline because it's like a thing that they can follow up on. Yeah, in-game or online, a lot of people couldn't do any like change videos or storyline videos online. So yeah, that's the sad part about storyline. Next is the complaint about the pistols in game, because there were a lot of pistols, or you could find a lot of pistols in game, and especially in the legendary chest. Legendary chests often drop pistols, epic or legendary pistols, and pistols aren't used a lot in games. So yeah, the saddest part about that. Same with the supply drops. Most of the times they drop pistols again, or rocket launchers a decent amount, but pistols are the most common weapon in chests or supply drops. Then the complaint about the item shop, because a lot of the same items return in the item shop every 30 days. Like most of the item shop, it's like a reset of an old item shop, or some things just return after 29 days, some after 36 days, and most of the time it's just between those two amount of days. So yeah, every month you will see the same skin or same emote again. And yeah, the item shops are too repetitive nowadays. And with the whole pandemic and protests going on, there weren't a lot of new cosmetics in the item shop. So yeah, it was like boring item shops the last 2 weeks. And yeah, hopefully they will change the rotation of the items in the item shop, and they will do a lot of new cosmetics next season. And the last thing about complaints, or I want to sort of complain about, are the patch notes. There were no patch notes this season. Last season they added patch notes back after like the third or fourth week. But now they didn't do any patch notes at all, so you couldn't see what actually changed in game. You need to look for them yourself, or on the sites that were looking for you instead of Fortnite or Epic. So yeah, hopefully they will bring back the patch notes next season. And then the predictions and leaks and everything about season 3. The biggest idea of season 3 was that the map would be flooded, but we all know that that's not possible, because then we couldn't play at all. But in the event, we could see that map got flooded and that the storm changed to a ocean storm. So maybe that will be the flooded part, where you could swim in the storm, but you can't shoot in the storm or from the storm. So yeah, that's a new mechanic. Yeah, a lot of old weapons or vaulted weapons will make a return, I think. So maybe dual pistols will return, or Scope DR will fully return after the um, Operation Games. So yeah, hopefully that will happen. Then at the beginning of this season, there was a leak of a silenced dual pistol. So maybe the silenced dual pistol will make a or will be added to the game. I don't know. And then maybe some new transportation methods or returning transportation methods. A possible transportation method is the shark that some people say, because yes, sharks you can ride on, or maybe a submarine you can dive in, maybe some mermaid tails you could use, like the jetpack to fly, but mermaid tails to swim, or flippers to swim. Um, Or yeah, maybe a boosted surfboard like we had the driftboard a couple of seasons ago. Maybe a surf plank will be added as the new style for a driftboard to stay in the whole ocean water theme. But yeah, some things that I hope to be added are the spray for the spray contest, because there was a spray contest this season. And they asked to do something with the Ghost versus Shadow team. So yeah, hopefully they will add that spray into the game, or a couple of those sprays into the game. Because yeah, if the spy team is over, why uh, bringing back the spy team in like 2-3 seasons? Then also a big possibility is the emote from the Emote Royale contest from last season, so season 1. That's a big possibility because the Boogie Down challenge took 2 seasons to add the emote, because the Boogie Down challenge was during season 3 and the emote was added during season 5. So yeah, season 1 to season 3, maybe the Emote Royale emote will be added. Next is the leak about the new starter pack. The new starter pack was leaked a long time ago, actually, in season 2. It's going to be the yellow jacket. Yeah, it's actually cool skin. I thought it would drop still when we had the spy team, but yeah, it's a possibility that it will be for next season. Cool skin, won't talk about it too much, that's for next season. Another thing that can happen is with the flooding and the water theme that is going on, maybe an Aquaman collab. A lot of people are thinking about an Aquaman collab. But yeah, it's possible to do an Aquaman collab, but yeah, I'm going to say why it's not in my book a possibility in a couple of minutes, because I want to talk about it later. First, there will be a full Christopher Nolan movie in the Party Royale mode. They talked about it when the Tenet trailer was happening, that they were going to do a Christopher Nolan movie. We don't know which movie yet, but they will do a showing of a movie at Party Royale, most likely to be in the summer. So yeah, maybe Batman, maybe another Batman. I don't know a lot of Christopher Nolan movies by heart, but yeah, maybe that will happen. Then you could also look out for the 14 Days of Summer, which will bring, hopefully, if it returns, they will bring the or they will bring new cosmetics, new back blings, maybe skins, we don't know. Yeah, hopefully they will do that same for the 3rd anniversary of Fortnite. If the season takes way too long, just like this season and last season, it will be during this season the anniversary. So yeah, hopefully it will be with new cosmetics as well. Then I wanted to talk about the 2020 World Cup. Normally there was supposed to be a 2020 World Cup, and they were probably going to do, or there were going to be some new cosmetics, just like last year. Last year we got the edit style for Fishstick. We also got the World Warrior skin, which is actually a cool skin, a cool uncommon skin. And we also got the World Cup 2019 wrap, I think it's called. And yeah, I don't know if they're going to do something because it isn't happening this year, the 2020 World Cup. So yeah, don't know if they are still going to do something with World Cup or if they are redoing the 2019 World Cup or doing a showing of the 2019 World Cup, maybe in Portugal, I don't know. And if so, will the items or cosmetics return in the item shop from last year? Don't know, so yeah. Next is the new PlayStation skin pack. We know, or we can assume that a new PlayStation skin pack will be available for PlayStation players. So yeah, can't say much more about it because it's a secret for now. Next is the hope for the progressive skins. A lot of people want the progressive skin styles or cosmetics back, like we had for Ice King or Rocks, where you could get the new styles when you when you needed to do challenges to get the new item styles or new back blings or yeah, everything. Yeah, a lot of people hope that that returns, so you have like a visual for the skins and that you can continue on doing these challenges in a later season. Because now the corrupted 8-ball versus Scratch from last season you couldn't continue this season. Same with the Golden Agent Peely, you will not be able to continue the progress for that skin if you already had the other style unlocked. So yeah, hopefully progressive skins will make a return. Next is a hope for party assist that will return, because a lot of challenges were a real pain in the ass to do without party assist. And it will go faster with party assist, and it will make squad games more useful again. Then next, yeah, sort of like the complaint again, but in the Chapter 2 Season 1 trailer they said more fun, less grind. So yeah, this season was a lot of grind needed. Hopefully next season there will be less grind again. Next is the return of community choice that a lot of people hope for. Because during Season X and Chapter 2 Season 1 we got community choices where we could vote between 3 skins to return or to be added, and a couple of skins didn't come out or didn't return in the item shop since the community choice, like the Yeehaw skin. It didn't come in the shop after the community choice, while the Bandolier skin, it was, I think, made its return, and now the season got an edit style, and the Flytrap also returned into the item shop. But Yeehaw didn't. Same for the community choices where there were new skins. a lot of skins made it into the item shop, even if they didn't win the vote. But 2 skins didn't come out yet, and those skins are Wake Rider and Turns. So yeah, don't know if they will come to the item shop in season 3, or we need to wait for Turns till fall, because it's part of the fall set with Autumn Queen. Then next is the last thing I want to talk about is the return of the LTMs. Yeah, normally if they aren't doing like a spy team again, or a thing that they can't make LTMs return, we are going to see the return of LTMs. Yeah, hopefully like solid gold, solid or a sniper shootout or some things like that. Maybe they will make a return. We don't know. And last of all, they're the first teasers for the next season. I know we had some in-game, like the 3 posters at No Sweat Insurance. We got the Meowscles without or with floaty bands, or however you call it. We had the house floating on a floating device, and then we also had a PD swimming above a shark. So yeah, that were the first teasers for the water thing. But then we have the official pictures and teasers and stuff and tweets from Fortnite themselves. While I'm recording this video, a lot of new pictures are still being posted on Twitter. Like the first one was of a sort of golden-ish thingy. Can't see what it is. Maybe it is a more zoomed in piece of the next teaser, which is a trident. So maybe something will happen with a trident, maybe Poseidon or Neptune, or yeah, just as a harvesting tool. Or, and this is coming because we saw an Instagram post, or a post on the Instagram story of Jason Momoa himself. He posted the same picture of a trident with the at Fortnite with it. So maybe maybe I was wrong, and there is an Aquaman collab coming. We will know in a couple of days. We will know. No, not a couple of days, in a couple of hours, and we will know for sure when we see it in game. Then you also got like a moon ballish picture, maybe a back bling or something new as a weapon, or a grenade or black hole grenade or something like that. I don't know. But then we saw another picture of a bit of a zoomed out image where it is like a spaceman or a diver holding it, so maybe another astronaut or another diver skin in the battle pass. And the ball is maybe a back bling. We will know when you see the battle pass. Then next we saw a zoomed in image of like a shipwreck or a small boat wreck or boat graveyard. And then the next teaser was a larger scale picture of like a base with a palm tree next to it. So maybe another pirate base thingy, or another new POI for the map, or just a nameless location. But yeah, this is what we know at this point. If there are any new tweets, I won't be able to put them into this video, but I'm sure you will have seen them by now. So yeah, this was part 2 of the podcast. This was a lot shorter than the first one, luckily. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Hope you enjoyed season 2 of chapter 2. And hope you will enjoy season 3 of chapter 2. So, if you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you aren't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button as well and hit the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I am sure that I will be posting more during the summer, so yeah, be sure to look out for those videos. But for now, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.